Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the power. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Welcome to Talkin' Jets. My name's Ryan, and I'll be your pilot tonight. I am joined alongside my lovely co-pilot, Mr. Matt O'Leary. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I am doing well. Missing Green Bean tonight, but he will be back shortly. A well-deserved rest for our guy Green Bean. And I gotta say, you were missed on Sunday. I know or Saturday. We talked about it. The Gangrene Beach Club outing. It was a great time. Shout out to everyone who went. Green Bean was on one. It was fantastic. Neil was there ripping cigars and hanging out. Fireman Ed going ballistic, and it was a good time. You were missed.
The pictures and videos looked awesome. I was scrolling through Twitter just like, oh my God, I'm having all this FOMO. So all you guys that went out there and supported the Jet content crew, absolutely hope you had a great time. And I hope to go to the next one. Dano, did I get your email? I have no idea if I got your email. If I didn't get your email, send it again because I haven't looked at my email today. I don't know if it was today or not. I see you in there. Speaking of Green Bean and him being tired, well, I guess I should probably... Let's do this first. Boys and girls. I didn't pull this up ahead of time.
Oh.
Nope, not the thing you're thinking of. This show is brought to you by Prize Picks. Let's have a little word from our sponsor before we get too far into the show.
We're presented by Prize Picks, and today I wanted to take a look at some Omar Cooper rookie season lines. So over on Prize Picks, you could pick more or less on Omar Cooper Jr. receiving yards. The line set at 574.5. And for touchdowns, 3.5. So if you think he's going to get in the end zone this year, you can go more on that. And, you know, looking at the numbers on the receiving total, depending on how you feel, you could go more or less there as well. Sign up for Prize Picks. You got MLB season still churning right along. You got the NFL season right around the corner. I know it's a quiet time in the sports world right now, but $5, your first $5 play gets you $50 in lineups when you sign up with code HMA, and Prize Picks is now available in New York State.
All right. Thank you, Prize Picks. Link in the description down below if you'd like to help support the show. Use the sponsor of the show, HMA, and Prize Picks. HMA is the code. Use that. Link in the description down below. Boys and girls, we have our group buy coming up. If you haven't done so already, the link is pinned in the live chat. $250 get you week 2 home opener tickets. Jets Packers on field after the game and your tailgate included. And you'll get a discounted parking pass as well. So they send a little promo code out. You throw that out there and get yourself into the game for a pretty good rate. And bam, check this out. Tickets in our section go for $216. So for $250, get yourself a tailgate and on the field. So if you want to come hang out with us, let's get rowdy. Let's hopefully get our first interception of the year, week 2. I've been saying it this whole time. I'm gonna be a little bummed if we get it.
Our first home interception, I think you mean, and not first intercepting Cam Ward on the road in week 1.
I guess that's fair, but man, I really want to break the streak with us there. I want to have something like positive. I want to feel like we're gonna win. Although
a win is not enough. A win is not enough.
I want an interception and a win. I want an interception for a win. That would be
okay.
Kiss, just perfect.
What about overtime walk-off pick 6?
Ooh.
D'Angelo Pond. Let's have fun.
That would be great because then we would get on the field definitely after the game because there's no way they could tell us that like, oh, you got to leave 5 minutes ahead of time because we wouldn't know. It would just be like, bam, pick six. Ah, the crowd goes wild. I love it. Jake Quest in the chat. Are you guys winless in your group outings? No, we're all winners when we come together. The Jets are winless. We're not.
Yeah, are we? No, I have gone undefeated at the tailgate every year. I don't know about you guys. But like it's sad, but that's the best part of this. Now, eventually we'll go to a game where they finally win one. But I was gonna say, similar to the Gang Green outing and like our Talkin Jets group buy, my favorite part is getting to talk to and hang out with and meet everyone who hangs out in the chat. And you get people coming up and they're like, oh, I'm insert username here. And it's like, oh, yeah, I know that name. That pops up all the time. And you get to put a face to the name. And look, I will say there was a lot of positivity at this beach party on Saturday. So the vibes were high. So if you're a believer, why not come out to the Jets' first home game of the season?
You know what? Some of you need to come out and hang out with us. Some of you have. A lot of you haven't. Tickets are on sale. TalkinJets.com while supplies last. Once they're gone, they are gone. So we're not getting any more. But we'd love to have you out there and hang out with us. I do want to show something very, very funny that I came across while doom scrolling. And I'm fairly confident. And chat, you can let us know. Matt, maybe you can make a poll. Is this green bean?
I think it is, dude.
I think it is. So let me do this real quick. I gotta.
When you sent this, while you're pulling that up, I'll just vamp for you for a second. I said this is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So go ahead, go play it.
I almost fucking wet myself. All right, here we go. Oh my God, the little motor in the butt is so good. I was sent in the chat, I was like, there's no way. They totally took Green Bean's face. Like, that's Green Bean. That is 110% Green Bean.
The glasses, the long beard. It even sounded like him a little bit with how he spoke. So I don't know if Green Bean's aware. But I did see Instagram, if your profile is public, you can get pulled in these AI videos. So this might be our first example of it right here in the flesh with Green Bean in this inflatable America suit.
I think this is absolutely incredible. And I'm 100% sure this is him. We sent it in the chat. He goes, that's definitely me. It's like, there's no way that's not. Like, they totally, the energy drink, fuck taxes. And look, oh my God. Oh, I love the off season. And I love this. This is like, I wish Green Bean was here to look at this. And I would like to believe that he will be watching this from his bed in the morning when he wakes up.
Yeah, he was definitely like, oh yeah, that does look like me, LOL. And then like, shit, I gotta change who I use for AI. I can't use myself in this now. He has a whole product line behind our back, maybe.
This is absurd. And you know what I'm gonna do? Because I want to.
Yes.
Boom.
So it's like he's here with us in spirit.
It's like he never left. Oh, it's perfect. I think he'll like it. Oh, I almost want to watch it again. We won't. Oh, click the wrong button.
You hit the wrong one. Green Bean's got to stay with us.
I hit the wrong one. Green Bean's got to stay there. And we'll keep that going through and through. Boys and girls, we're going to be flying just the two of us here tonight. Green Bean taking the night off. If you got any questions and stuff in the chat that you want to throw in there, we are all about hanging out and just shooting the shit tonight. We got a little bit to talk about our quarterback. Got pulled over again, going 25 over the speed limit, but he got out of the really bad one from back in June, the domestic assault or abuse thing or whatever he got, domestic violence sort of thing, some sort of allegation. And they showed the Ring camera footage, and girlfriend comes in hot with the kid, and then they leave, and it doesn't seem like there's anything bad so far. Was he like totally exonerated? Is that I don't know if I followed it.
Yeah, the case has been closed because there wasn't any evidence to suggest that he did assault this woman. So unless there is new evidence presented, this is a closed case. And honestly, my takeaway out of all of this is, like, I just, training camp is 2 weeks away, and I just can't wait to get to like the actual football stuff, so we don't have to talk about these stories. And hopefully, you know, this is it on that front. Hopefully no one goes too much over the speed limit. 70 in a 45 is quick, to be fair. It is quick, but hopefully soon enough we're focusing on football here.
Fingers crossed. I very much would like to start talking a little ball, seeing some preseason action, which we got about a month before the preseason kicks off. Have they released the training camp tickets yet? When does that go?
The ticket, I don't know, but August 1 is the only day that's open to the general public. So it does feel like this is going to be a sprint for everyone to get a ticket. Now, I'm sure for the other dates, there will be, you know, some season ticket holders who aren't able to attend that will be able to transfer tickets, which is, you know, a plus. But I don't remember if we talked about this last week. Yeah, we must have, right? It definitely came out, but I still just, I feel for all the fans, man, especially the younger fans, because just growing up, some of my best memories were going out to Jets camp, and it was a little different back in the day. You kind of just show up. You didn't need a ticket, or you didn't need to be in a specific area to see the players. You kind of just show up, find a spot, hang out, hope to get some autographs. And you know, it's tough. And with the team being as poor as it's been for so many years, I worry about this next generation of Jet fans, and you know, being able to find that attachment and find that love for the game.
Yeah, I know. Like, just not being able to like go to a training camp. Like, honestly, it's changed wildly since Rodgers got here. Before Rodgers, you could just get tickets to like almost any game, like any training camp. I felt like those few years I was going to like tons and tons and tons of training camps, and then it was like just hit a standstill as soon as Rodgers got here, and then they just sort of kept the same sort of thing. I don't know if like training camp has just become more popular because people got to try it with Rodgers, and now everyone wants to get in on it. I don't know. I'd love to see it go back to the way it was. Honestly, the main thing I'd love to see is the green and white scrimmage go back to MetLife. That would, like, that was such an extra treat for like so many of the fans. And like, I don't know what it cost them to just do that, but like I loved going out to that with you know, at the time, I don't think we had a Ren at the time, but Shay, my oldest, you know, me, her, and Becca would go out, and it's like, I think a 7 o'clock or an 8 o'clock game. And it's great because like, you know, you're not lasting crazy long. It's not, you know, you're not paying for parking. It's just a nice little family night out without it being, you know, costing an arm and a leg. And I feel like that's been lost, having it done on training camp Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, I went to one of those at MetLife. I also went to, I think it was Darnold's rookie year. They did it at Rutgers University. So I went to that one at Rutgers. But it's just an extra opportunity to get fans in at a, you know, no cost or reasonable, right? Like to go out and see. And, you know, really now the only opportunities are these games, and it's tough. I don't have a family yet, but I can only imagine, you know, with the ticket prices, trying to get 4+ tickets to a game and the parking, and, you know, with kids, it's a lot of money. So again, like, I just feel for the younger generation of Jet fans and people who have kids and want to bring them out and get them, you know, into the Jets as well. That's, like I said, one of my fondest memories as a Jets fan, or some of my fondest memories as Jet fans, is, you know, at training camp. And I think it's just gonna be a big miss.
So Duncan says tomorrow, 7:15 at 11 a.m. is when the August 1st tickets are released. And then on the 16th at 11 a.m. is when the rest of them are released to season ticket holders. So I guess that means everyone's going to be piling on at that 11 o'clock time frame. So hopefully we can snag some. I'm going to try. I think usually you could get, is it 2 or 4? I forget what like the cap was on getting them. But I guess maybe we'll all try to get whatever we can get, and then hopefully we can redistribute and pass them along to everyone, because it'd be a lot of fun to go out there with you and Bean.
Yeah, and like if anyone does get tickets or goods tickets for the training camp, the season ticket holder ones, and they end up they're not able to go, please let us know. We always either, you know, one of us could take it, or you know, distribute them out to people who want to go. So we'll make sure those tickets don't go to waste.
Yeah, no, I love when we can like, obviously we'll try to go to what we can go to, and then if it's like a date that, you know, none of us can make, we'll wind up throwing it in the raffle, and we'll give it away to someone who definitely like either hasn't been to one or really wanted to go, couldn't get tickets, maybe they were working during the time of the drop of tickets. And you know, this year in particular is going to be more challenging because it's only season ticket holders that are going to get that opportunity, not the rest of us. Duncan came in with another interesting question. He says, what are the top 3 things you want to see in training camp / preseason? I would say, I mean, the rookies are really the big ones for me. I want to see Omar Cooper. I want to see Kenyon Sadiq. And I want to see, I guess I would say Bailey more than Pons, but I do want to see, if I had to pick 3, it would be the first 3 picks that we made are really the ones that I'll be keeping an eye on. Geno, like to a lesser extent, like does he look all right? Is it, you know, is it going to be more of Raiders Geno? Is there going to get the Seattle version of Geno? What about you? What are your top 3 things you'd like to see in training camp?
Yeah, I think for me, the young guys, I'm gonna group that all like in one. So like this most recent draft class will be one of my answers. I think also looking at just how they distribute their cornerbacks, right? Or how they end up lining up. Who's running as a starter? Is D'Angelo Pons playing outside corner or slot corner? Who's winning the competition between Nashawn Wright and AZ Thomas? So I'd say the corner competition as well. And I guess technically counts as a rookie, but I feel like you can put him in his own category. All eyes are going to be on Cade Klubnik too, fair or unfair to, you know, guy who's a 4th round pick, obviously has an uphill battle, but you know, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on him, and I would imagine he gets a lot of run in these preseason games too. So definitely something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, those are all great points. The cornerback competition is going to be fascinating. I feel like as a fan base, there's probably a lot more confidence in the offensive side of the ball as it stands right now. You know, maybe there's, you know, enough questions at quarterback to leave you a little more longing for more of a solution. But I think the offense feels more complete. The defensive side of the ball, between the edge rushers, there's obviously a big change in no Jermaine Johnson anymore. And, you know, bringing in Bailey and having Will McDonald again back there. I think the linebackers with Demario Davis is going to be something to watch. I think the cornerbacks, the safeties, like the defense is really a big question mark as far as, you know, what they could be moving forward and where we might need to invest premium picks or premium, you know, capital in the offseason. I think it's going to be fascinating to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. And Jet fans are always looking ahead, right? And there's varying ranges of expectations for this 2026 season. But obviously, I think we're going to be looking at quarterbacks in this upcoming collegiate draft in 2027. But it's not just the quarterbacks too. You know, there are other positions of need as the Jets continue to build out this roster. But you know, hopefully during training camp and the preseason and then throughout the regular season, you're kind of getting an idea of what positions you feel pretty good at, you know, building with building block pieces, and then what still needs some work.
Yeah, I feel like if you can, you know, put your positivity hat on, like there might be people that are like not on Green Bean Island and don't think we're, you know, going to the playoffs or whatever, but I think this is a very optimistic season because expectations are low. Like it's okay to have low expectations and go into it looking to observe how guys perform, looking to solve questions. Like by the end of the year, if you could tell me that Braylon Allen is healthy, if you could tell me that The interior part of our offensive line is looking good. We've solved the cornerback, problem. Like if A.Z. Thomas and D'Angelo Pons wind up being like legitimate starters for us at cornerback, that is an absolutely a massive amount of capital that we may not have to invest in the offseason the next year. Just a lot of positive things. Maybe, who knows? Maybe it's Aaron Glenn turns out to be a coach, and that's like anything we could all hope for. I know there's a lot of animosity towards him, but I want to see some positive things. I'm not looking for a tank. I'm looking for grading the rest of the roster, and let's figure it out afterwards. I see Paul in the chat. Yeah. Paul says, "Have you frozen green bean?"
Kind of.
Sort of.
Kind of. He's out on the lake, and his Wi-Fi cut out, so this is what we're looking at.
Jake goes, "Great weekend, boys. See you next one, Ryan." Dude, I can't wait for the next one. I'm very excited to go to next year's event. I wish I could have been there. You guys looked like you had a blast. The pictures, the videos were awesome. If you guys didn't check out Jake and the rest of the guys' Instagrams and Twitters and all that, there's a bunch of videos and pictures posted. I was FOMOing a little bit.
Yeah, �Wayne liked my shirt. I was wearing the Jets Chubbies polo / Hawaiian shirt thing.
You two had him on, and I'm sitting there just like, I want to wear it. I want to be with the boys.
I know. He came. I was towards the front, and he walked right in, and I said hello. I was like, "Hey, I like the shirt." Like, "Thank you, �Wayne. I like you."
Nipply Frost, thank you for the $20 super chat. Put a comment in the live chat, and we'll throw it up on screen. But thank you very much. Greatly appreciated. Chris always hyping stuff up. Contribution, super chat. Sent. Go Jets. So Nipply Frost says, "Green Bean Island for life." I like it.
We had a few on Green Bean Island at this part. I will say I didn't get to Green Bean Island, but I think I have raised my record prediction from 6-11 to 7-10. So we did jump up one game after my conversations with people at this party.
All right. I don't know where I fall on this. I can see this team literally being anywhere from like a 3-win team to like a 9-win team. Like it's all the volatility is like almost entirely on how the quarterback performs, because I think there's a lot of, positivity around the rest of the team. Now, a lot of that does rely on rookies. Like, how much can we bank on Omar Cooper being like a key contributor this year? How much can we bank on Sadiq being a key contributor this year? How much will the defense improve with the run stopping and the pass rushing this year? Is there, the coaching expertise, has it grown from year 1 to year 2? I think that's where I struggle a lot with it. I forget where I landed on my record prediction prior to this. I thought I was saying somewhere around like 6 wins was what I was thinking. But what's the Vegas line? Was Vegas 6?
5.5.
5.5. So maybe I had us at 5. I thought I was just shy of it. I don't know. I'm interested to see how these other teams perform too, because it's not just the Jets that have changed. There's going to be a lot of different, moving pieces with every other franchise. There's new coaches. There's new, quarterbacks in different spots, and how that could play into this whole equation. And Jets get the Titans right out of the gate. So if the Jets can beat the Titans, I feel like 2-0 is a possibility coming into your home opener against the Packers. I don't think the Packers are going to be at full strength, obviously, with Jacobs not being there and no Micah Parsons. Like, that's probably the best shot you're going to have at beating them. It's sort of a twofold help. If the Jets beat the Packers pick could get worse, and we could wind up with that pick. Or they still wind up doing well, and Dallas winds up doing well, and then the win is just a win for us. And that's okay too. Take it.
Yeah, and like you said at the beginning of this schedule here, starting with Tennessee, if you're a team that's believes in themselves and is improved, which I think they are, then that's one that I think you should win. And I get that it's a road game, and obviously there's going to be a lot of hype for the new look Titans and what does Cam Ward look like, and new coaching staff, and they spent a ton of money in free agency, so they probably feel the same way about the Jets coming to town. But the Jets, I think, are a little bit outside of the quarterback, a little bit more well constructed right now. Coaching is definitely a big question mark, and that's going up against Robert Saleh. It's not like he's a world beater head coach either, although we'll see how he does second time around. But that feels like a game that you really should win. And when you look at the first 4 games, it's tough. After that, in week 1, as we know, it's 3 straight games against the NFC North and 3 straight games against teams that have playoff aspirations.
Andrew Grzanka, who still needs to get his tickets for the group buy, my friend, says, Matt, did you meet Wayne Corbett? And if so, what did you guys talk about? So obviously we know you met Wayne Corbett, and you also talked about your awesome shirt. But did you talk about anything else with Mr. Green Lantern?
It was very quick. There were obviously a lot of people there that wanted to meet Wayne Corbett and get a picture, but it was very brief. So we didn't talk about a ton. But he was very nice. He took pictures with everyone and seemed to genuinely enjoy being out there with the fans. He was going nuts with Fireman Ed too. So Wayne Corbett was awesome.
He was hands down my favorite player growing up as a kid. I had a hat that I wore all the time, and in my moves, I've lost my hat with the signature on it. I'm so bummed. And that was my opportunity to go down there and get a signature, and I missed it. Hopefully he's at the next one. Nipley says, we're going to sweep New England. I hope so. That would be delightful.
That would be really nice. that would go a long way to getting them over their win total, right? We're talking about 5.5. If the Jets are sweeping New England, then we might be talking about a playoff drought coming to an end.
Seriously. I want to show you guys something that I got. Let me flip over to the screen. This one's pretty cool.
Let me see.
So, I got this thing. Looks like a soccer ball.
Is it a World Cup ball?
It's not a World Cup ball.
It's not a soccer
kind
ball.
of,
Okay.
but it's not. Tequila. Ba-bum-ba-na-na-na-dun-dun.
It's a tequila soccer ball?
It's a tequila soccer ball, but it's like super,
That
kind of neat.
badass. Where'd you get that from?
So I guess the pro shops bought a bunch of these, and the World Cup obviously ends on Sunday, and they're like, oh, I guess they can send it back to get, probably credit or whatever towards the, if they didn't sell it, they could buy something else from the distributor. But I was like, so you're just going to bring these back? They're like, yeah, we'll sell it to you at cost. I was like, I'll take one USA ball, please, and I will put it on my shelf.
That looks very cool. If you'll indulge me for a second, please hold.
Yeah, pretty pumped.
Okay. So not soccer or tequila, but for my birthday last year, and I haven't opened it yet, my cousin and her lovely boyfriend Carlos got me this baseball bat of bourbon.
Oh,
Wait.
I like it. That's
If
badass.
we're doing cool bottles, this looks pretty cool. Even this feels like baseball bat grip too, like this area.
Oh, it's like a leathery kind of
Yeah.
that's badass. Are you going to save it for a special occasion? Is that Mets win the World Series, crack it open and chug the bat? Or is it oh, you'll have it?
No, I just haven't opened it. Yeah, I have a bunch of bottles that I haven't opened yet. I do. So for the wedding, I got a nice bottle of Old Rip Van Winkle.
Mm-hmm.
So we cracked that, had that before with all my groomsmen, my father-in-law, and my dad. And I said, the next time this gets open, or one of 3 things or 4 things happen. Jets win a Super Bowl, Mets win a World Series, Islanders win a Stanley Cup, or first kid. And they all said first kid is probably coming first.
I was gonna say it's probably the most likely of the bunch, considering our poor team's records across the bat. I guess would it be the Islanders would be the closest?
I guess potentially. I mean, they were close about 5 years ago. The Mets were close a couple years ago, but things have gone off the rails. So I don't know. I don't know if there's really a good answer to any of those 3.
Chris says, hopefully we slow down opponents' running game control the clock. It's about keeping our offense fresh. Reich can experiment with different packages. I don't think it's so much about keeping our offense fresh. I think it's more about keeping our defense fresh. If we could stay on the field and just like kind of grind the clock down, sort of what Chris was saying, control the game and all that. We were off the field like 3 and out so many times last year that like it felt like the defense was always on the field. And when we had that like very brief stint of competent quarterback play, all of a sudden we're getting like, the defense looks a lot better, and then everything starts like kind of clicking here. So, I want Brees to feast. I want Geno to at least be competent. Like, give us top 20 quarterback play, and I think the Jets can grade a roster like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the bar, right? And that's part of, I think, the reason why they brought in Geno. Not as much variance as a Justin Fields. Last year they took a big swing with their bridge quarterback. It's like, oh well, there's a chance that there's something in there, and he could be the next Sam Darnold or Baker Mayfield or whoever. And obviously that didn't go well. So I think they went with someone who maybe doesn't have as high of a ceiling as what Justin Fields, you could argue, has, but the floor isn't quite as low. And which, as a result, you would hope that, I don't know, can you just be normal? I keep the line I keep going to is like, if they're 18th in offense and 18th in defense and they win like 7 or 8 games, I think that's a big step up. That's a big improvement.
Yeah, I mean, I just feeling like you belong on a football field and not just getting your doors kicked in with 12 net yards and 3 of 4 games with sub 60 yards passing. Like, this is just can't happen in today's NFL. So I want to feel normal for a little bit. See Daniel in the chat. Jalen says, what do you guys think of Home Run Derby last night being on Netflix? Is this where sports is headed? I mean, sports is definitely headed to the streaming services for sure. I actually did not watch the Home Run Derby last night. I forgot it was on.
I did not, and that is shocking for me to say. As growing up in the 2000s, I feel like we had a great run of home run derbies, but just kind of lost interest in it. Maybe it's just not for me anymore, and it's more for the younger fans. But I didn't watch because it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, this is another subscription thing, but just didn't get around to it. Supposedly, the Netflix did a good job with it. But yeah, I mean, some of the, Christmas Day football games are all Netflix. So
yeah, the Black Friday game is a streaming service too, I think, if memory serves correctly. Thursday night.
So yeah, that is the future. There's going to be a ton of these streamers getting games.
Does the Sunday Ticket get you those games, or no? You don't get the ones that are on exclusive streaming stuff through like the NFL package? I don't really remember how that works.
What was that?
Do you get the games that are on the streaming platforms if you have like Sunday Ticket and you get like every
you gotta have the streamer.
That's some bullshit. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's greedy people. Paul O'Brien says Fields' upside was 1920s quarterback. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I mean,
just run.
It would have been a very unique offense. I wasn't really holding my breath that was going to be the case. I thought he would be better than what he showed, though. 100%. With how he looked in Pittsburgh. Like, he was semi-functional in Pittsburgh, and that was not the case here.
So Peter says, Yankees, check. Knicks, check. Islanders, greater than Jets chances of Stanley Cup sooner than a Super Bowl win, but I need both, like Matt.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, at least we got our Knicks this year. That was a really fun month and a half or 2 months of like going through the playoffs and all the excitement there. Love seeing the French go down in the World Cup too. It makes me smile a little bit. I kind of Wemby onto the French national team.
Yeah, I'm not really a big soccer guy. And after US was out, I haven't even really kept up. But so Spain moves on, and then it's either England or Argentina.
Yeah, England would be like hasn't won. Like, that would be like the underdog that everyone wants. I think a lot of people are maybe a little sour with Argentina. I like Argentina. I think Messi is my favorite player, and I don't mind seeing him win another time. I just want to see good games the rest of the way out. 2 more games. We got the semi-final game tomorrow at 3, and then I think the finals is on Sunday.
Okay, so I have a predicament. Can I talk through this with you?
Let's do it.
In the chat here.
Yes.
'Cause it's kind of fitting to the content in a way. So on Saturday, I am going to Fanatics Fest, and
Yes.
that is in the morning. And at nighttime, so after Fanatics Fest ends, I'm going from like the morning to like the mid-afternoon. One of my close friends is having his bachelor party in Manhattan, in the city. So my thought is, obviously it's a long day. It's going to be a late night. Let's get a place to stay so that when in the in-between time, I can go to a hotel, check into a hotel, maybe shower, change, and then go out for the night, and then not have to worry about taking an hour and a half train ride back home to the island. I could just stay out and enjoy myself. But the issue is, the World Cup final is the next day, and it is hosted at MetLife Stadium. So the cheapest hotel room that I could find was like $400. So do I just eat it and pull the trigger on $400? Because the other options, like, those like the hostels or whatever they're called, even those are like $250. And at that point, like, I think I'd rather spend that extra $150 and stay in a hotel in my own room and not at a hostel.
You know what? You could get a gym membership and just go to the gym and like shower off. You get a gym membership for a month. Pay way less than.
This is true. I don't know if I could sleep at the gym though.
I don't think you sleep at the gym. It would be frowned upon. I don't think that would go well.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the move is.
So what time is your buddy? So Fanatics Fest would end at what, 12? You said, or you said early afternoon, I guess.
I think the last thing that I'm being there for is at 4 o'clock. So we're talking about like a 2-3 hour window before going out.
I mean, bars are definitely open. You just pre-gaming the bachelor party at that point.
I could.
That might be an early night for Matt, though. Are you guys staying somewhere over in the city, or is it just like you guys are going hard in the city and then going home?
No, it's not really like a stay over. He didn't even really want to do a bachelor party, but he's like, it's like an open bar at a bar, and then we're going to like a karaoke bar after. So,
what song are you gonna sing?
Yeah. I said I'm gonna do a duet with my buddy. Shout out Nick Viola, Sheryl Crow and Kid Rock Picture. And I'll do the Sheryl Crow part.
I could see you doing a good Sheryl Crow. If I had to pick my favorite karaoke song, oh man, I don't know. I do love a good final song being closing time. I feel like that's always a fun one to do. Oddly enough, if you sing closing time, but then change out the words to rap the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, it fits perfectly. Like,
didn't know that.
I know, it's kind of bonkers. We were doing it at one of the bars, and just like my buddy's cousin just started singing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song, and we're like, what is happening? And this like actually went together. And during his best man speech, he actually like bragged about it. He was like, it was the coolest. He's like, it was the coolest thing that ever happened. He's like, the whole crowd was going bananas. And like, this was like, there had to be like 150 people, like all looking like, what just happened? Like this is, and they're like clapping and shit. And then his best man speech went off the rails, and he brought up his divorce during the best man speech and got like yanked off the stage.
Get the big hook.
Dude, that is, like, definitely a hook. And I got like secondhand embarrassment. I'm sitting here and I'm like, literally from me to you, like away. Like I'm like, I could touch him. I was like, this is not okay. Good. But it was still fun. Chris, we love you. Let's see what else we got. Nipley says, say the Jets go 1-4 to start. How long before we see 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞𝐿? Do you think there's a win-loss threshold that Gino has to avoid to maintain the starting role? Or do you think it's purely the eyeball test? Or is it kind of like, hey, we hitched our wagon to Gino, we're just riding it out at this point? I mean, I guess 𝐒𝐿𝐵𝐞 looking horrendous could help that as well.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of layers to it, but if you're asking me, like, what do I think that record has to be? 1-4 still feels pretty early in the season to make that switch, right? Because then there would still be 12 games for him to start. In my head, I was thinking like 2-8, and he gets the last 7, something like that.
Yeah, when's our bye week? That's what I'd like to know.
It's a late bye week. It's I believe late November.
So week 13. So beginning of December. So it's definitely going to be before then if things go off the rails, I would think. That would be the last chance because you got what, 4 games after that? 5 games after that. Trying to see if we go through the schedule. So Titans, Packers, Lions, Bears. Then you could like get a win versus the Browns. Things are turning around. You got your game versus the Patriots. I feel like you could beat the Dolphins. You could beat the Raiders. I feel like he's definitely going to at least play versus the Raiders, kind of go against his former team. And then you hit the Chiefs, Bills, Chargers in a row. And that
maybe after that stretch, that's right up into the bye, correct?
Yeah. And then so Chiefs, Bills, Chargers, and then Dolphins before the bye. So maybe it is Klubnik at the bye. Unless they, you get destroyed those 3 games in a row and you say, okay, we're going to pull the plug. Let's see some Klubnik now, have some tape in the bye week, and then come out versus the Broncos. The back half of the schedule is going to be kind of hard. You got the Vikings. Really the only games I feel like the Jets could like either be in or coin flip games. It's like the Vikings, the Cardinals, both Dolphins games, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Titans. So I feel like there's 6 coin flip games, and then a week in Packers definitely helps. I don't know. I think you're right with it being like a lot of variables that come into play there.
There's a ton of variables, and Aaron Glenn's fighting for his job. I don't think like if they started 1-4, I don't think they fire him in week 5.
Yeah,
and I think Glenn is still going to try to win games, and at that point, you have the games against. Well, I guess you wouldn't have the Cleveland game if you started 1-4, so you'd be going into New England, which is tough. But you're looking ahead to, I think, the Dolphins and Raiders. Be like, can I somehow keep this thing afloat and maybe be like 3-5 going into the second half of our season, where maybe we could finish strong at around 500, and that's enough for me to keep my job.
Yeah, we've only fired one head coach under Woody mid-season, and it was Saleh in a year that like we were kind of having our last gasp of like, can this be a Super Bowl run with Rodgers? So I don't think Glenn gets fired in season. I think if it happens, it would be near the trade, or not near the trade deadline, near the bye week, and then it gives you that month head start to assess the team and let other coaches kind of come in. And I think that would be beneficial to at least get a jump on other teams. But I could also see a situation where we just wait till the end of the year and it's like, okay, we'll just do a clean cut then. Because what he's paying him, I think it's 5 years is what his deal is? Yeah.
And after firing Saleh, mid-year and having to pay him out, I don't think he's going to have a quick hook with Aaron Glenn. Now, if he has to, right, if they go 3-14 in back-to-back years, you're probably clearing house and doing like a whole new search for, I would say, even the general manager as well. I don't know how you could justify keeping Muji around at that record. And, is there a world where Muji comes back and Aaron Glenn doesn't? Yes, obviously, but I don't think at 3-14, again, I think you're probably just clearing everything out.
I feel like Muji stays. Right now, that's my gut.
Even in if they go 3 wins again.
It depends how the 3 wins happens. Like if it seems like we're kind of inept from a quarterback perspective and like the coaching like decisions haven't been good, but like Sadiq looks good and Bailey's going off on like, sacks and stuff. I think there is a separation there. I think it was Connor Hughes that was telling us there's not. Like they would be tied to the hip. I guess it depends. I'd be open to getting rid of both, depending on who the candidate is that we're trying to get in. But I'm less inclined to want to get rid of Muji based on a year and a half so far, like the decisions that have been made in the trades and everything.
I like a lot of the decisions that he's made. My point is more so for them to get the 3 wins. I think a lot would have to go wrong. Like I think this rookie class wouldn't have an impact. And You know, like the Minka trade didn't work, and DeMario was old and washed and got hurt, and Parham stunk, and Josh Myers stunk, and you know, like a lot of layers. And that's what I don't think. I don't think that happens, which is why I think they're winning more than 3 games. But I think my overall point here was just that there's a lot of. I think there's going to be a lot of context needed for this conversation, and have to see how it plays out. I don't know if there's a specific number that like. If they hit 5, well, we're keeping Glenn, or we're firing Glenn and keeping _J. But if it's 4 wins, then they're cleaning house. You know what I mean? Like, I think you kind of need to see it play out.
Let's see. We've got guys. How do you think Glenn's going to do with the extra responsibility of running the defense? He doesn't seem like a multitasker. Yeah, you know, this has kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, I feel like, of Glenn now calling the defense, and like, will he be able to maintain his head coaching responsibilities? How does 𝐒𝐿'𝐼K's impact on the team? How has that felt both from like a leadership perspective on the offensive side, and also just like some leadership in the overall coaching room? Do you think Glenn will struggle doing the defensive play calling and the head coach? Or maybe if the Jets defense performs well, maybe that's like, oh, well, Glenn had such an impact, we're going to keep him around, and this is his justification, and, you know, giving him something he might be able to hang his hat on.
Yeah, well, to answer the first part of this question, like that, it is a concern for me, right? Because he wasn't very good when he was just the head coach and not calling the defense, and now you're adding an extra responsibility to him. Now, to his credit, I think he was a good defensive coordinator with the Lions, and I think there is significantly more talent on this defense than what it was at the end of last year. I understand they at one point had Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner, but that changed halfway through the season. So I think that the talent's better, and you know, if they take a tangible step forward defensively and aren't bottom 3 and create some turnovers and, you know, steal some extra possessions and win games that way, that might be enough for, like you were saying, to get him to stick around. But yeah, like that is a major red flag and a variable into how this season plays out. And the same thing for me for the offensive coordinator with Frank Reich. Like, I don't know what version of Frank Reich we're going to get. He didn't look very good his last year in Carolina. It didn't end great in Indianapolis either. So it's, I don't know. There's question marks for me on this coaching staff for sure.
Is there a like either a quarterback or a coach in general, either one or both, if you have both, that you would maybe want to see as a Jet next year?
Well, I'm curious to see how the college football season plays out and where they're picking. I think I'd have a better answer a few months down the line. But for a coach, I think everyone's going to continue to bring up the Kevin O'Connell one because he does have that connection with Darren Muji, and I think it's a long shot he gets fired in Minnesota, so that feels like a pipe dream. But I think that's the name that you're going to hear the most media speculation about throughout the season. If Glenn is struggling, and maybe the Vikings are struggling too, and you know they tried it with JJ, and then they tried it with Kyler Murray, and that's not working either. I think it's going to get really loud that the Jets should go hard after Kevin O'Connell.
I think that's probably the dream. Like he strikes me as like that offensive guru that we've needed, a second-time head coach. Although it would be one of those situations that Green Bean doesn't really love, where the guy hasn't had an opportunity to sit and learn and sit out a year.
After that first job.
Yeah. So there's kind of like that little bit. I think people will get into the Cliff Kingsbury's. I think you're going to hear a lot of Gruden getting talked about. Where we pick is going to be fascinating because I do think they want to go the rookie quarterback route, but I really think there's a situation that the Jets are going to be in a position to go after Joe Burrow, and I don't know if Woody's going to be able to help himself one way or the other, which, I mean, it would be fun as hell to have him, but giving up 3 first-round picks, depending on where those firsts are, I get torn on this. Every time I have this conversation with people, I'm like, I don't think it's far-fetched that Joe Burrow's a quarterback of the Jets in 2027, but
Maybe he's got to stay healthy first.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, I feel like the injury, like he's going to come to MetLife and he's going to snap in half. Like we've seen this play out. This is Rodgers in a younger version. And at least you have the roll of the dice with a young rookie quarterback. The financial aspect isn't as brutally, painful. It's only 1 or maybe 2 picks. I don't think you're gonna have to give up all 3 to go get your quarterback this year, unless you're like super surprising and Geno gets us to Green Bean Island.
Yeah, and the picks are like 20, 24, and 30 or something like that.
How would you feel if it played out like that? At that point, I think I'm going after Burrow. I don't know how many quarterbacks down the list I'm looking to take our swing at.
Well, isn't a little different because they didn't have 3 first-round picks, but the Bills traded up twice in 2018 after making the playoffs for Josh Allen, who wasn't. He was the fifth quarterback taken.
Oh, yes, Baker Darnold. No, third. Baker Darnold. Yeah, because Rosen was after him, and then Lamar was the end of the draft.
Yeah. Okay. So he wasn't the first quarterback taken. So it depends on how these guys play. Like there might be 3 a year from now. We might be talking about 3 quarterbacks went in the top 5. But we've seen drafts where a couple go early, 1 goes in the middle, and then the 4th goes at the end of the first round. I don't know. We kind of have to see how these prospects pan out this year.
We got Let Me In. It says, hey guys, is there any chance Jets could trade for Lamar if he doesn't get a new deal with the Ravens? Seems to like New York City. I'm curious. I don't know what Lamar's contract is currently.
I thought they just did this a couple of years ago, right? Wasn't this the whole conversation going into the Rodgers year that Lamar was going to be available?
Yeah, so his contract voids in 2028. So, okay. So he's going to need a new deal. Yeah. So this year, he's got a $34 million cap hit. Next year, he's an $84 million cap hit. He's got a base salary of $51 million. So his salary is not guaranteed. So he would definitely, if he doesn't get a new deal, he's definitely going to get cut or traded, and then the deal gets reworked.
I don't think they're trading a top.
Was it 2-time
4
MVP?
quarterback?
Three.
Yeah,
almost
still
3-time
under
MVP?
30.
Yeah, 29 right now. What would you? Let's say he was potentially tradable. What would you rather give up picks for him or give up picks for Burrow?
I would say Lamar. He's been more durable. Burrow's missed more time in his career and is 2 years older.
Lamar's such a weapon. I wonder what, I feel like Burrow might cost more than Lamar because Burrow's got a deal, right?
The NFL players. Did you see the top 100 list?
I didn't know. What's
Okay, so the point was going to be that Lamar Jackson was ranked like the 68 or voted the 68th best player in the NFL, which seems absurdly low.
Yes,
absurdly low. I forget who was like the next guy right after him, but it was a ridiculous answer. God, who the hell was it? It was a receiver. Give me a second. I'll see if I can find it.
So for just for conversation's sake, Joe Burrow, if traded, he's got a funky contract, sort of like Rodgers had, where it's like an option kicks in every year.
It was Cortland Sutton who was directly in front of him, which I really like Cortland Sutton, but is that not absurd?
That's ridiculous. Lamar's one of the top players you would take in a franchise season. Okay, we got to win a Super Bowl this year. Which quarterbacks you taking? It's like Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and then Lamar's right in that conversation of a top guy. So that would be silly to do that. Is the top 100 by ESPN, or is it the players voted?
No, the players vote, which I never want to hear again. Oh, well, you didn't play in the NFL. You can't have opinion on the NFL. When time and time again, these players and former players have some of the dumbest opinions on the sport that you'll ever hear.
Joe the Jet says, guys, gun to your head. Who are the Jets going to pick in the 2027 draft? I think they want Dante Moore because I think they did a lot of scouting on him this year. If he comes out, I could see, well, assuming Muji's still the GM, I could see that being like of interest. If Darian Mensah plays well, I think he's my guy. I think watching him go from, where was he? Toledo first? I think he was Toledo to Duke to then Miami. And if he continues to progress each time, like he hits a lot of metrics that I really like. And this is assuming, you know, Arch isn't an option, you know, if he's going number 1 overall. But I like the makeup, the character of Mensah.
I like Mensah as well. I'll go CJ Carr, Notre Dame quarterback. Although, like, he can go back to school, so that might end up biting me in the ass. And I don't know. It's the middle of July. They haven't played games yet, so we don't know who actually is going to be in this class or not. But that's a player I'm very intrigued to watch this year as a potential option.
This time last year, Klubnik was in the conversation, and like a ton of other quarterbacks. So like the guys we're talking about right now may not be remotely the the players that we're talking about, you know, come draft time. Maybe Mateer goes off and he has a season. Maybe the South Carolina quarterback whose name is escaping me at this current moment.
Lenore Sellers.
Yeah, Lenore Sellers goes off and he learns how to throw a football, and like could get wild. Lots of stuff can happen between now and the NFL draft. And even after like the college football season, there's the whole offseason process. Shit goes sideways. But I know Dom C loves some Darian Mensah. So I'm gonna be that's gonna be my little dark horse who I'm pulling for, I think, this year. Just get me a quarterback. I don't really care.
Choice.
Fingers crossed. Boys and girls, we have hit the 9:30 hour of our show. Just flying by. Any last words, Matt?
Yeah, this was fun time. Thankfully, we only have one more show before training camp starts. I love doing the show. It's not about, you know, not wanting to do it. It's about getting some real live football to talk about. And training camp's always a fun time, man. Like there's so many storylines that come out of training camp, so much to watch for. So we're in the home stretch. We've almost made it, boys.
Boys and girls, we will be back here next week, 8:30 to 9:30. Green Bean will be back. Matt may or may not be taking a week off. We'll see what happens. We're trying to give ourselves a little mental reset in the lead up to the season. So if you guys have not seen the Green Bean, hold on, where'd it go?
Gotta get it up.
I gotta get it up. Come on. It's a problem. I'm struggling. If you haven't seen the Green Bean video and you're sitting here with us right now,
and you're wondering who's that man on the bottom left?
And who's this handsome guy on the bottom left-hand side of our screen? It's Green Bean. And
this is what he was doing today.
Fuck taxes! Drinks up!
boys and girls, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock, 8:30 to 9:30. Peace.
Just go somewhere else. I can't take this nonsense anymore. How are you going to blame the defense?
I got the pouch. Screw Green Bean. Damn it.
But once you get to the sausage, I feel like we're doing something.
Go Jets.
What would you give up to see a Jets Super Bowl?
All of my friends and family.
Hit those milk thumbs, boys and girls.
Freeze run.
Hold on to your underwear, ladies, and stand by, bitches. It's now time for Talkin' Jets with your hosts, Matt, Ryan, and Green Bean.
Jets!